Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Ha Kodash. Secondly, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another lesson. And this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. And also to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the typical look or physical look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you're considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. So basically, I'm just going to get into a quick video. As you can see, I have this article on the screen, okay, which is, recent news when it comes to the World War III update, okay, because it is going to be a third World War, and we are approaching that time, okay, but right before, the Third World War can really escalate, okay, we about to witness a time of the coming of the implementation of the RFID microchip, which is known as the mark of the beast, okay, Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, okay, and prior to that, it's going to come a time worldwide, okay, but especially here in America, that this place is on the verge of a financial crash, economy collapse, okay, civil unrest, the coming of the civil wars, race wars, martial law, detention centers, okay, this anarchy and all hell breaking loose. And in the midst of that, these elites, when I say these elites, and when I make mention of these elites going into the chief seat of the Edomites, okay, the biblical Edomites, which is known as the so-called white race, okay, which are also known as the central bankers, the Illuminati, okay, etc. When it comes to these top rulers, okay, and these elites is on the verge now, ready to bring forth or trying to attempt to establish the NWO, okay, the New World Order, and the main agenda that they want to push, okay, is to stamp everybody, okay, with the MOTB, okay, and that's how we that close to the MOTB, as we seeing more and more or hearing more about wars and rumors of wars, okay, of the up and coming Third World War. And these two countries, okay, play a key role, okay, in the coming of the Third World War. As you can see, the title, Israel preparing for large-scale attack for Iran, okay. And here at Great Millstone, we known to get into prophecy, okay, when it comes to the nations ready to go to war. And you seeing that now with, the situations over there in the Middle East or Minor Asia, okay, that whole war with Israel and Hamas over there in Gaza, okay, Israel striking them, and and also killing certain members of the government, okay, or generals over there in Iran, okay, attacking certain bases that set up over there, okay, when it comes to Palestine, okay, when it comes to Syria, okay, that you got Iranians, okay, military being attacked, okay, and now you got, America supporting Israel, aiding them, okay, and on the other hand, you're going to have Russia aiding Iran, okay, because the two main superpowers that's going to go to war at the coming of this Third World War okay, is America and Russia and their allies, okay, alliance themselves together, okay. But you can see once again, Israel is preparing for a large-scale attack for Iran, okay, and all this is going to lead to eventually, at the peak of the Third World War, this place America going to be destroyed as it prophesied by the way of thermonuclear fire, okay, by missiles, okay, mainly by Russia and those that got nuclear capability, and Iran part of that, as they just um came out saying that they got nuclear powers, nuclear weapons, okay. You're gonna have China, even certain members of NATO that's gonna turn on America, okay, and shoot missiles on this place, and America gonna be destroyed, and the land of Israel, okay, because the individuals that's over there in the land of Israel are not the original inheritors, okay. They're Edomites, okay, and they stole that land, okay, and claim it unto themselves. So that land is going to be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire, okay, in this place, America. But the difference between the two, the land of Israel is going to be built back up once who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, okay, is going to return at the peak of the Third World War and redeem the elect from out of that destruction, okay. And eventually, like I say, the Lord is going to destroy this place, America, okay, delivering the elect. And eventually, once everything settled down, when it comes to the smoke and the fire and the smoke, okay, this land is going to become a desert and only inhabited by desert-like creatures, okay, not man, not nations, going to never inhabit this place again, okay. And the land of Israel is going to be built back up through captivity of the heathen nations that are going to remain at the time, okay, starting with the elites, okay, because the elites, they're going to be in their bunkers. They're going to escape the nuclear destruction just to be reserved for captivity. And the elites of Esau, Edom, and the heathens that remain at that time of the other nations, okay, going to go into captivity, and they're going to build up our kingdom, the kingdom of Israel, okay, starting with, the elect, okay, which is, basically by default the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, okay, and the elect being the body government, okay, that's going to rule up under Yahweh Shai, okay, and that's the number that we're striving to be part of, us that has been called, okay, and eventually, hopefully, chosen. But as you can see, I'm going to read a little bit of this article, okay, which is off of endtimeheadlines.org, and it says, Israel is preparing for a large-scale military attack for Iran. Defense Minister Yahov Gatland has told his U.S. counterpart, and it says, it comes as the U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has ordered a nuclear power guide missile submarine to the Middle East, and is telling the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group to sail more quickly to the area as well, okay. And it says the U.S. and other allies continue to push for Israel and Hamas to agree to a ceasefire agreement over the war in Gaza that could help calm soaring tensions in the region, okay. So it ain't gonna be no cease, okay. It ain't gonna be no ceasefire, man. It's gonna intensify more because biblical prophecy, as I've been explaining, okay. Eventually, the Lord gonna put the spirit on these nations to gather together for war. It's gonna start off as a convenience war, troops, okay, on the ground, okay, your typical modern day war, okay, as modern day warfare, okay. When it comes to the jets fighting, okay, submarines, but eventually at the peak of the Third World War, at the presence of Yahweh Shai's second coming, as I made mention, okay, that's when they're gonna launch those missiles simultaneously when Yahweh Shai returning to wage war against these nations. Because eventually they're going to be fighting against each other, and Yahweh Shai is going to intervene by the way of what the world called so-called UFOs, which are the chariots or the vehicles of the angels, and the salvation of Israel, okay, of the elect. And the Lord going to come back and wage war against these nations, okay, destroying their armies, their military, okay, and delivering the elect, okay, and eventually this place America in the process going to be destroyed by the way the missiles, okay, like I say, in the land of Israel, man. And that's going to be the downfall, the complete downfall of the biblical Edomites and the rest of the heathen nations that's in power now, okay, because that's going to issue in Yahweh Shai kingdom, okay, which is also known as the kingdom of Israel. So that's it on that, because, I ain't want to read this article too long, just going into the latest tensions over there in Israel and Iran and America getting involved, Russia, NATO, okay. So once again, as I'm going to read the title again, Israel preparing for a large-scale attack for Iran. So we just that close, man, okay. Only a few prophecies, okay, is to be fulfilled, and that start with the MOTB being pushed on a large scale, okay, and eventually the Third World War. And I have to say this, okay, because the ones of our people, or you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans that take that MOTB, okay, the penalty of that is that 2/3 of our people that receive it going to be destroyed by the way of those missiles, okay, let alone here in America, okay. So that's why here at Great Millstone, we always get a prophecy or the warning not to take that MOTB when it comes to Israel, okay. But we understand that the 2/3 of our people that the Lord going to allow them or allotted them to take that MOTB just for them to be destroyed, according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, okay. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the scriptures. And I want to start off with to show you that all this is prophecy, okay. Prophecy is being fulfilled. So ain't no will be no ceasefire, okay, no peace agreements. Now we going to the point of the coming of a full-blown war, okay. I'm gonna start off with 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 28, and it says, a horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east, or you're going to what? The Middle East, what they call today, okay, which is Minor Asia, okay. And it says, verse 29, where the nations or the dragons of the Arabia, okay, and that's going into the Arabs today, okay, which is known as the biblical Ishmaelites, okay. So that's what it's going into, okay. Now you're starting to see those Arab nations, okay, like Pakistan, okay, over there in certain parts of Palestine, okay, over there, okay, over there in Iraq and Iran, Libya, Egypt. A lot of those Arabs is located over there in those places, okay. Syria, okay, which the word Arab mean mixture, okay, because you got a mixture of Ishmaelites and you got a mixture of Assyrians, okay, Elamites, which is known as East Indians or India today, like over there in Iran, okay. Also, they known as being going back to Elam, okay. Persia, okay, ancient Persia, okay, which is modern day Iran today. And you got a mixture of, like I say, East Indians or Persians amongst those appearing to be Arab nations, okay. And a lot of them follow that religion, Islam, okay. Hey, Turkey as well, okay. And this always been one of the plans of these elites when it comes to the Third World War. And you can read up about Albert Pike's, okay, supposedly vision of the 3 world wars, okay. And we already had 2, and that's all scripture, okay. But they already had an agenda when it comes to the Third World War that is really gonna be intensified by a war starting between this Israel, okay, over there, and the Islamic State, okay, or those appear to be, what they call Muslims, okay. And it said, verse 29, the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. So this is going into the Lord gathering those Arab nations, okay, with their military might, okay. And like I say, Russia, and China, and other countries, aided them, okay. Turkey, okay, ready to, dismember from NATO, okay, and to come against the West over here in America, okay. And you got certain other NATO members ready to come against this place, America, okay. And it says also the Carmanians, okay, which is known as the over there in Iran today, okay, which is, like I say, ancient Persians, the Persians, okay, or modern day Iran or Iran. And it says also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as a wild boar of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. Okay, so you seeing that those Arab nations, okay, and the Iranians, okay, Syria, is it gonna make mention right here? And it says it shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrian, okay, which is modern day over there in Syria, okay. And we know, okay, if you're in the know, we always go into how you got Syria, okay, that being bombed, okay, by the United States, okay, and Syria is one of the allies of Russia, okay, that's right along with some of those Arab nations that join into Russia and Iran, okay. And it says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. Yeah, because the scriptures always go into how the Arabs, okay, or Ishmael is as a wild bull, okay, or they got a wild nature, okay. That's why for they belief, they don't have no problem, blowing up themselves, okay. They known to be terrorism, that stereotype, terrorism, okay, causing domestic violence and etc. Okay, because they're a wild man. Okay, yeah, that's what the scripture said. They're a wild men. Okay, they nature. Okay, it's a warrior nation. Okay, and it says, if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to pursue them. Okay, coming against the West. Okay, so we actually in the time of biblical prophecy playing out, man, and that's what you're starting to see over there in the Middle East, man. Okay, like I say, in Russia going to be a guard unto them. Okay, the true understanding of Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. Because lately this been a big controversy, okay, when it comes to this interpretation of Ezekiel chapter 38. Okay, you got, IUIC saying that this ain't going to take place until after the 1,000 years in the kingdom, after the kingdom is, after that 1,000-year period, the Edomites going to rise up and join with other nations to come against us. Okay, nah, that's false, man. This is the time now that this prophecy is playing out. Okay, you got recently Hassad, okay, former member of Sakari, going into Ezekiel chapter 38, okay, saying that it's going to be the Russians, after the destruction of America, they're going to rise up, okay, and eventually they're going to have a period of time of rulership before Yahweh Shai established the kingdom, okay, and take them out of power. Now that's false, man, okay, because once Yahweh Shai return and deliver the nation of Israel and make war against these heathen nations, our enemies, okay, they're going to be taken out of power, man. There ain't going to be no another run for Esau, Edom. Okay, this is it now. Okay, this is his time to rule now as we come into their downfall. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. And it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. Okay, so this is going into Gog, okay, which is the modern day Russians, okay, which they are Edomites as well, okay. And it says, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesied against him, okay. And say, thus say the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, okay, the Russians. Even though they're Edomites, the Lord is going to use them to be a key part to bring the destruction to America, okay, in the land, and also as to the land of Israel, okay. So it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. Okay, that's what you're starting to see now. Okay, ever since the Soviet Union or the Cold War, okay, Russia, was down, but in the meantime, they was working on the economy, okay, building up the arsenal, their weapons, their military. Now what you see today, 2024, okay, what you see in Putin, okay, boasting now, okay, that he's ready to come against the West, the United States, okay. And it says, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, okay, your modern day military gear or equipment, okay, or vehicles, okay. And it says, and all of them clothed with all sort of armor, even a great company with bucklers, shields, okay, missile defense system, okay, which, like I said, is the modern day war now, okay. And it says, and all of them handling swords. And it says, Persia, I make mention of Persia, okay, being ancient, or Iran being ancient Persia, okay, the Persians. And you're starting to see Iran alliance themselves more and more with Russia. And it says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, okay, going into modern day nations or countries that got advanced weapons, okay, or being aided by the Russians, okay, right along with Iran. And it says in Libya, okay, Libya is one of those countries we're known for being ruled or controlled by the Arabs, okay. Hey, you got Saudi Arabia as well, okay, that's starting to join forces with Russia, okay, and Iran, okay. And it says, and all of them with shield and helmet, okay. So once again, military forces. Gormar and all his bands in the house of Togomar, okay, going into the Assyrians, okay, the modern day Assyrians, and Turkey, okay, being alliance themselves with Russia and Iran. And it says, in the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. And that we starting to see, okay, Russia being prepared to go to war with America and NATO in the land of Israel. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So that's what you're starting to see, Russia being a guard, okay, being an aid to those countries over there that are ready to fight against, to come against America, okay, in war, okay. So that's it on that. And that's this prophecy is happening now, okay, in the near future, okay. We in the present time now of Ezekiel chapter 38 being fulfilled, man, okay, verses 1, okay, through 7, okay, that I just read. Now let me get this, because like I say, Israel is going to be the one that's going to draw America into this third world war. And that's what you're starting to see now with all this aid, okay, when it comes to money, when it comes to weapons being transferred and deployed over there in Israel, okay, from America. And this is Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purpose, okay, that he have purpose against the inhabitants of Tumen. And it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, and surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And it's going into those phonies over there, okay, as we call them the small hats, okay, that's aiding into that war over there in the Middle East, okay, and the least of the flock, okay, that word least going to the insignificant, the despised, okay, because those Arab countries and other countries despise those small hats over there. They despise everywhere, okay, but mainly over there in the Middle East, ever since they had got the possession of our land in 1948, okay, now keep it like that, okay, they had nothing but cause corruption and chaos over there in the Middle East. But now we're at the point that these nations ready to rise up against them, and there's gonna come a time when eventually America gonna get involved, backing them up, and that's gonna lead to America being destroyed and the land of Israel. Okay, that's why it says, surely he shall make the inhabitants desolate with them. Okay, going into the nuclear missile fallout, man. Okay, leading to the destruction once again of America and Israel. So that's it on that. So we're in these times right now. Let me get another one. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. And it said, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Okay, and this is another way of saying the Russians. Okay, because they over there in that landmass where the ancient Medes used to rule at. Okay, which go back to the sons of Japhet. Okay, which are today are the Hawaiians, the Samoans, because they once ruled over there in that landmass before they got pushed out of that land by the way of Esau, Edom. Okay, during the time of mainly Alexander the Greek. Okay, but eventually the Medes had a short time to rule, and what's ironic, okay, they had a joint rulership with the ancient Persians. Okay, that's where you get the history of the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, but then these days of times, the Medes represent the Russians today. Okay, and it's ironic that you got the Russians supporting the Persians today. And so, man, this is biblical prophecy, man. They show you the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. So once it says the Medes, and this time going into the Russians, and it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Yeah, because Russia don't give a damn about the sanctions. Okay, you ain't gonna buy them off in that time. Okay, because they're gonna be the time of the Lord putting the spirit on them. Okay, to shoot missiles on this place. And it said their bows also shall dash the young men into pieces. Okay, the missiles. Okay, because you know the prophets didn't have the terminology of nuclear missiles back then, so they describe them to the best thing as what was close to war. And they actually, when they seen the missiles, they looked like arrows. Okay, and you got certain missiles that do look like the arrows that come from a bow. Okay, and they said their bows also shall dash the young man to pieces. Okay, because those missiles can travel from one continent to the next. Well, that's why they call them ICBMs. Okay, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, that can travel out of space. Okay, with the caboose. Okay, then you have the projector. Okay, then you have the warheads where the power lies at. Okay, where the power come from when it comes to that ground zero. Okay, when the missiles is being the warheads being detonated from out of that the missile carrier. And it says, and their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, and they shall not spare children. Yeah, because a lot of people going to be taken out by those missiles, including 2/3 of our people. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of carnage from those missiles when it comes to the American people over here that the Lord allotted to be destroyed by those missiles. And the Lord ain't going to discriminate when it comes to men, women, and children being destroyed. Okay, because we're in the time of the Lord's judgment. Verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, okay, that's representing America. Okay, America is known as spiritual Babylon. Okay, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency. Okay, these elites, because this is where their main stronghold. Okay, that they ruling out of. Okay, when it comes to financially. Okay, when it comes to trades. Okay, when it comes to mainly military. And it says, and the Chaldeans' ecstasy shall be as when Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. We know the ancient history of what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding 3 other cities, okay, that got destroyed by fire and brimstone due to the wickedness that was being pushed. Okay, that alternative lifestyle, that nasty agenda, the same thing that America pushing today. Okay, so they're going to have the same fate. Okay, but this time, the fire of brimstone is going to come in the form of those missiles. Get back into it. Excuse me for that interruption. Okay, a little app playing on the phone, on the Bible app. But like I'm going into, America going to have the same fate. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah, but even worse. Okay, because according to Revelation chapter 9, 2,000 or 200 million missiles is going to destroy this place. Okay, by the way of Russia, China, like I say, Iran, certain members of NATO, all those that got nuclear capability. that the Lord gonna allow to shoot their missiles on this place, okay? But this place is gonna be totally desolate. As I'm gonna continue on, and it says, "And it shall never be inhabited, neither shall be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there." So ain't gonna be no nations inhabiting this place once it destroyed by the way of missiles, okay? But it says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, okay, birds, okay, desert-like creatures. And it says, and the owl shall dwell there, and striers shall dance there, okay, going into the aftermath, okay, of this place, once it come a desert. And it says, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So when we coming in that appointed time of this prophecy be about to be fulfilled, okay? And it's going to take place at the peak of the Third World War, and during the time of Yahweh Shai, okay, Yahweh Shai return, okay, of his second coming. So that's it on that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna end off with this. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. And it says, the second woe is past. Okay, and the word woe means destruction. Okay, so because I make mention of Albert Pike's going into the 3 world wars. Okay, but really the scripture spoke of it, okay, before he had the idea that it's going to be 3 world wars. Okay, so that word woe means destruction. And it says the second woe is past, going into the second world war. Okay, and it says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly. So the third world war, and it's going to be a quick war, okay, because it's going to be, this time it's going to be by the way of thermonuclear missiles that's going to end it, okay. And according to the scriptures, it's only going to take the Lord Yahweh Shai 1 hour to destroy this place, man, okay, by the way of those missiles, and the chariots bringing fire. Verse 15, and the 7th angel sound, and there were a great voice in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. So after the destruction, okay, that's going to issue in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, which is where is the kingdom of Israel. Okay, so ain't going to be no second rise of the Edomites or any other nation. Okay, it's going to be the time of the nation of Israel to rule under the authority of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and we're approaching that time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. I pray that the lesson may edify to the ones that are out there listening. Until the next time, Lord willing, I'm going to end off by giving all praises unto Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Ba'asham, Rakah HaKadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry, and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Until the next time, Lord willing, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.